union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us.
We have come to express our displeasure and annoyance with the former rector of Federal Polytechnic Mubi in the person of Yahya, Dr. Sadiq Yahya A, whose tenure elapsed today, but out of fear of what the staff will do to him, decided to hand over the mantle of leadership of this school in the night around 10:30 a.m. like a cultist.
10:30
p.m. sorry, like a cultist. So we came here purposely to confront him and to tell him that
I'm talking to you now. For the past 11 years, this is the 12th year, I have not been promoted, not because I was deficient, not because I hadn't papers. Imagine, I'm a PhD holder, for God's sake, and I've done my research. I have publications and everything. Up to now, for somebody to stagnate for 11 years without promotion, you know what that means?
Somebody that has served for 8 years. Today we're supposed to celebrate him, but you can imagine the person handing over secretly as if he's a caught something. It's an unfortunate thing for him because he can't show his face. If you have served well, you have done the people well, you cannot run away. The people are supposed to celebrate you.
My take is just a mere misunderstanding of how government operates by some people who think they have a mastery of knowledge on everything. Unfortunately, they don't know anything. If it is government, the whole government operates, you have to be very careful and analytical. It's not a matter you wake up from your bed and conclude that this person has done this person has done this person has done that.
But they were accusing of even sneaking out of the place without even properly handing over.
Sneaking, when we have video clips, Mala Ibrahim, to show you that we have sent him out ceremoniously. We prayed for him. We have seen the clips. The clips are there available. It was done 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the Federal Polytechnic Mubi here in Yola campus yesterday. What is maltreatment? When he promoted 600 staff in 2014, he promoted 600 staff in 2017. What is maltreatment? When he sent large number of us to go on master's degree and third degrees respectively, uncountable. What is there? If you talk about dismissing academic staff or staff generally, it is a process. A committee must be set up. The person affected must be invited, must be asked questions, must be given permission to defend himself. Then the report will be presented before the management. In turn, the management will prepare a memorandum, send it to council. If it is worthy, they approve and dismiss him. That is the end. What is the essence of pointing and accusing finger on one individual? If truly you know how government operates. What happened, you know, this contest 15 that most staff speak about, there was an understanding. You know, memorandum of understanding was entered between Federal Ministry of Education and parastatals, such as the universities and the Federal Polytechnic Mubi, inclusive. The arrangement is that the government have agreed on movement of contest 15, but the government, that agreement was not backed with finance. So there is understanding that go and do it if you have the resources. In return, we will pay you back. And even on that basis, Sadiq has paid for 10 months, contest 15 for 10 months. And he discovered that he cannot continue because Federal Polytechnic Mubi has suffered from insurgency. We were sent out of the school for months. And as I'm speaking to you, Mala Ibrahim, no one ministry, no one agency that will say, okay, we gave Polytechnic 2 kobo assistance, including TED fund, mention all these things. For the purpose of this suffering we have suffered, nobody has given us palliative of 1 kobo.
But what will be your take on the allegation that he reluctantly denied or declined to appoint his deputy rector?
It's false. Who has taken over from him now? It's Dr. Isiaka.
But there should be 2 deputy rectors as well.
Now, after the end of term of Dr. David, who is the deputy rector academic, the Polytechnic Act has came in place, and the Act has provide procedures to be followed strictly before appointing a deputy rector. It is not as it used to be that the director will just sit down and nominate a person or two persons, present them for council to approve. But this time they say there must be voting, there must be academic board, there must be this, there must be this, there must be this, before a deputy rector is appointed. So who is he now to skip all this and appoint a deputy rector single-handedly? Who will accept? We will not accept. We will not even allow him to do so because it has contradicted requirement and provisions of law.
Lastly, how will you remember Sadiq, the outgoing?
A very patient and hardworking person. It's just if you didn't understand him. Very simple man. Simplest of all directors I have stayed with. He is the simplest. You go to his house, you eat, you drink, you discuss polytechnics throughout. He call you, you discuss polytechnics throughout.
But if he is down to earth, why is he controversial, or why some people misunderstood him? Is it because his heart not to crack, or why?
Malabram, permit me to conclude by saying, you know, the great personalities we have today is Prophet Muhammad and Jesus. I hope you know they are the great personalities that you give example anywhere you go.
Yes.
Do you know that these two personalities were stone-thrown by their immediate members of the society? So Sadiq is not an exception, but we cherish him in Polytechnic.
Thank you very much.